These are three t-shirt Halloween t-shirts on sale that I bought at Wal Mart. Start with this one. This is a jack-o'-lantern face, except it created a unique design because here inside the eyes you can see bats. With the nose you can also see bats. I think those are stars or something. And then for the teeth, you have the darkness of a common black house with the darkness, or a big house shown in darkness. Maybe they're inspired by the house on Haunted Hill. You got jack-o'-lanterns shown with their glowing faces, tall trees and other tall pine trees, and a regular tree with no leaves makes it obvious that it's fall, and sky of a color that isn't blue, so it's not ordinary. So it's an impressive jack-o'-lantern shirt with details in the eyes, nose, and the mouth. Here's that glow-in-the-dark skull t-shirt, which I'll show when I go to the garage to show it glowing in the dark. It's a skull. Looks like the Punisher's logo on steroids, because there's some making of a skull. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's acid, or plasma, or something supernatural. And you got multiple colors. You got look like it's a Vikings purple. This other kind of purple. Don't know what kind of describe that kind of purple, and then a light green. So it's an impressive, unique design for a skull which does glow in the dark, which is made of, maybe it's a color, maybe this is all different kinds of color acid. If not, it's not made clear of what it is, because I don't get any information on the tag. Other than his men's graphic tee, doesn't give me that information. As you can see, it has the glow in the dark, and this is the Scarecrow t-shirt that I wore this Sunday before the Monday Night Football of Colts playing the Titans. He's wearing a typical common dime a dozen plaid, so maybe he shops in the same store as Tim's trusty assistant Al Borland, or Wolverine, who is also known for wearing plaids. He has a crow on one of his shoulders, and has this skull or something of an animal. This part of his mask that's coming down, it's like it's cut off, so it looks like maybe he was responsible for cutting it off. This rope around his neck, which would imply maybe he was a human that was hung or something, or otherwise he has that around his neck. He also has this, I think it's hay for his hair, and then hay coming down for this part of his eyes and this part of his teeth. It does make him look intimidating or terrifying. A unique design for a Scarecrow instead of the dime a dozen that others have used. Instead of a dime a dozen, or just a common or ordinary design for a Scarecrow, and this orange sky, these trees, and looks like he's wearing kind of a Mad Hatter hat with, looks like it's metal, and you got these bolts, and this, for some reason, he has a ace card in his hat. Don't know why he does, but he does, and it is a great design for a Scarecrow, and it does give me it has inspired me to create a Scarecrow Super Villain for the comic book universe that I of the comic book universe that I created, except I'm not going to call him Scarecrow because, not because I can't, because Marvel has a supervillain called Scarecrow. DC has a supervillain also. There's a Scarecrow supervillain. There's a supervillain in DC Comics called Scarecrow. He's mainly known as an enemy of Batman. There's also Scarecrow supervillain, a supervillain named Scarecrow in the Marvel Comics universe. So it's not a one of those names that's trademark. It's public domain, but I want to create something that isn't common or ordinary for the name. I want to create a unique name, and reusing Scarecrow wouldn't be unique because it's just reusing a name that other companies, that DC and Marvel has used. I want to create, it'd still be a Scarecrow supervillain, but he would still have a unique name, and I still want to make him unique for the fact that I would have to avoid getting sued by Marvel or DC. But I am mostly inspired by this design for creating a design for a Scarecrow supervillain that he doesn't look ordinary, he'd look terrifying, he'd look unique and terrifying. And I'm going to go get a comic book that shows the Scarecrow of what a ordinary Scarecrow typically looks like. A Ghost Rider comic book. This is a comic book that I've read. That is the Scarecrow. That is the supervillain Scarecrow, and this one looks pretty. He is a human, and he looks kind of intimidating, but still looks. It's mostly ordinary. Even with how he made his mask, it still looks ordinary, including with the eyes. This one's terrifying. He still looks intimidating. He still looks mostly like an ordinary Scarecrow. This one doesn't look like an ordinary Scarecrow, so I want to create something of this nature that's terrifying and unique, not an ordinary looking Scarecrow, which this one is from the Marvel Scarecrow that has fought Ghost Rider. And this is the, if I recall right, this is what was shown outside of the Family Fun Center, a poster of the zombie hunting house, the only hunt where you fight back and locate the location and 3 different haunted attractions, and this intimidating looking zombie that's wearing a collar shirt person that in one of the, not a person, what you can expect from one of the attractions. You're going to get a laser gun or it's a paintball gun, be able to shoot the zombies, and a common dark forest. And I read the promo. I watched the video of what the attractions that describes the attractions. There is, which I am reading from this piece of paper, Zombie Hunting House. I'm starting with the first one, going to the third one. Start with Zombie Apocalypse, which involves laser tag. Hordes of zombies seek to infect you, and the persons are going to be able to. They would be shooting the laser. They'd be shooting the zombies with the laser tag guns. And then the second one, there's Zombie Paralysis, the laser maze. You crawl through a pitch black darkness and deadly lasers with zombies, with pitch black darkness and deadly lasers which could infect you, along with zombies stalking your every move. So with that deadly lasers, it seems like maybe they may have watched the first Resident Evil movie and got inspired by that, and they're reusing that idea. If not, then it seems really surprising that they would have something related, something about zombies and lasers, again, with the whole infection. So more than likely they watched the first Resident Evil movie, got that idea, and decided to use it as one of their attractions, where if a person gets touched by a deadly laser, then they get infected with a zombie virus or infected infected with something related, something of zombie nature. There's zombie, and then the third one that sounds like the best. There's zombie annihilation, which is paintball. Fire paintball guns at 150 miles per hour at live horrified zombies that will not die. Makes it unique because all other zombies, they can die, but these ones can't die, so you're going to be firing. So persons are going to be firing more than, I wouldn't doubt, more than likely over 20 times at the live horrifying zombies that will not die. So they're basically super zombies, or the worst kind of zombies, because you can keep on shooting at them, but they're just not going to die for some unknown reason. So it does make it pretty great, and that's the one that is the one I'm looking most forward to. Would probably be the zombie annihilation paintball, because firing paintball guns at up to 150 miles per hour at the live horrifying zombies that will not die, mainly because of how fast the paintball guns are going to be fired, as far as the miles per hour, how fast they're going, how fast the miles per hour, and also for the fact that the live horrifying zombies that are moving towards the persons and they just won't die. That sounds like the best. The laser maze, that also sounds pretty great, because having to avoid the lasers, add in for the fact that it's challenging to move through pitch black darkness, because humans don't have night vision, so that's going to be challenging. Add in, it's also, since it's pitch black darkness, can't see the zombies that are grabbing, or that are reaching out for the persons, including yourself. Zombie apocalypse also sounds. I think that'd be a tie with. That's also sounds exciting, as far as hordes of zombies seeking to infect you and can shoot them with laser tag guns. I'd say that's, as far as what I'm most excited for, the paintball number one, and for the second, it's mostly a tie between. For the second one I'm most excited about, it's mostly a tie between zombie paralysis and the zombie apocalypse. And now I will be showing this skull shirt glowing in the dark by going to the garage. Show it glow in the dark. Well, for some reason, it's not able to show up on. Glow in the dark isn't showing up on this camera, so that's disappointing. Extremely disappointed, because I wanted to show the glow in the dark with this skull t-shirt, but for some reason it doesn't show up for this camera.